Welcome to the Nomad Newsroom Podcast, the podcast for nomads, hosted by a British duo with an average sense of humor. It's Julian, Nevin, and Joe Wood.
I love podcasts. Can we start the show now?
Hello and welcome back. This is episode number 7 of the Nomad Newsroom. We can do that. Here we are. We sussed it out this time.
That was a whole week.
Yeah. Mate, literally a whole week, yeah.
ChatGPT'd it.
I used Claude, but we got there in the end, right? So episode number 7. If you don't know, I'm Julian. This is Joe. And we are a couple of digital nomads who pretty much just share any random stuff online, whether it's nomad related, travel related. Our last episode was purely just kind of for shits and gigs.
It was
really
great, man. I just watched it today. Yesterday. It was hilarious, man.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to a lot of people that have actually messaged me personally to say how funny and how great it was. One of my mates said if we had a significant following, there's no reason why that episode wouldn't have got over 500k views.
We need more followers.
Yeah,
we need more followers. But it was great, man. I actually had a lot of fun.
Oh, mate, I love it.
We need to do that every sort of few weeks, is just mix it up a little bit and just chat out some shit. Because like that 90s nostalgia episode with films and all that kind of stuff would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So relatable, man, so relatable.
And I think the average age of a digital nomad typically ranges sort of between 30 to 45. So, we kind of hit that millennial bracket where they will understand what we're talking about. I don't really know if we're quite Gen Z friendly because we might offend a few too many.
Yeah, but that's the idea. That's the job and the role of a millennial, is to offend.
Gen Zs are going to be in the comment section now. How dare you? I really enjoyed your episodes. I'm going to unsubscribe now.
How dare you? Well, yeah, so that's the job of the millennial, is to offend the Gen Z, unfortunately, which is not hard.
Tell you how to do it. Yeah, it's not.
I have sneezed without tissue. I've got a complaint from a Gen Z, so it's not difficult, man,
Cool. So this episode, we actually wanted to do a bit more of a kind of breakdown that's travel-related, news-related, and more personally related to us and where we're based at the moment. So we wanted to basically digest and pick apart the BBC's The Dark Side of Thailand. I mean, it's a hot topic out here right now.
It is.
It's caused a shitstorm.
It has gone on.
I was actually reading that the government are now potentially investigating a lot of the creators that featured on the Dark Side of Thailand to see if they are out of their scope of their visas, which, if you're on a DTV and you're still facilitating work for a brand in Thailand, technically you're working for a company in Thailand.
Yeah. So they have taken it really, really serious. There's a few influencers that I know personally, like one of them that we were discussing, and they were all approached and all of them declined. And actually the support of Thailand and the people has been overwhelming. Like, I'm terrible on social Instagram, but the one that I did about the BBC documentary on TikTok has just gone nuts. So much so that there are people fighting in the comments just about certain things, which, it's taken off. That's how passionate the Thais are about what the BBC have done. And I would like to stress this because I'm not going to sit here and say none of it is true. It is true, right? There are bad things that do happen out here, right? It happens everywhere. I think the issue that most people have, and the issue that I personally had with it, is I don't think the BBC are the ones to throw that stone. I don't think you're the ones to come over to another country and kind of shit on it, and it's about human trafficking and maybe the safety of children. Not sure. Jim will fix it. Yeah. Jim's more like to finger you, So I just think it was poor from the BBC because it almost had that intention of don't leave to go there.
Yeah.
It's horrible over there. This is what happened.
I understand why they've done it. They're a news outlet, and the whole point is to cause controversy and sell stories, sell negativity. I mean, as I mentioned to you, if they created a documentary called The Bright Side of Thailand, who was going to watch it? No one's going to watch it, right? So the whole point of it is to show the dark side of Thailand, which is no secret anyway. Everyone knows about Pattaya, Patong, Bangla Road. Everyone knows all of these areas already. But I think Thailand is such a hot topic in the UK right now because there's so many people wanting to leave the UK because of actually a lot of the issues that we have at home.
Exactly.
And they want to escape from the UK. So I think they knew that it was a trigger. It was a trigger for many people, and Thailand being the trigger, again, it's no secret, but I think what people also fail to understand is that aspect and that perspective, and that's what the BBC have to try and do. Is if they want to sell a story, they have to make it a hot topic.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they picked on the wrong country, because Thailand is so against defamation.
Yeah,
you know, if you opened up a restaurant and I left a bad review on some food, you could sue me, and I could be done, even if I was actually telling the truth. Which I feel like the defamation law can be a really good thing, but it can also be a very bad thing, because
you don't get you don't always get the truth out of things. Which is, it is a fair point, actually. But yeah, I think Thailand was the wrong country to pick on, and I kind of feel like, jumping on what you said, Thailand has been a hot topic, particularly in the UK, man. It seems to be everywhere at the moment. Like wherever I go, it always seems to be Thailand, moving to Thailand, did this and this. So I think they probably focus on that. It's like there must have been an algorithm somewhere that chewed it up and threw it out. I'm like, look, this is hot topic. This is what we need to focus on. But again, like the good side isn't going to sell. Let's just delve into the absolute atrocities of Thailand, and that will sell, and maybe it'll put people off. And you know, I don't know what the real agenda was there. I know it was to sell stories, but it felt a bit deeper than that. And I think everyone kind of felt that. I think everyone felt like this isn't just to sell stories. This is, you are genuinely trying to change an opinion of this country through that. And again, like in Pattaya, if you don't know about Pattaya and all these kind of places, man, don't get me wrong, you are going to be mixing with some of the world's worst people.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Dangerous people.
People with severe criminal records, and
100%.
people involved in gangs. In fact, it was only last week that four British gang members here in Phuket robbed an American lawyer.
Yeah, for his watch.
Which is worth
£72,000, and he's just like, that. There's 4 Brits. You know what I mean? Can't take them anywhere. I bet they were West Ham supporters. But the West Ham supporters.
I mean, but that's to be honest, that is part of the dark side of Thailand. You've got UK gangs over here shipping all kinds of narcotics back over to the UK, and it's not just British gangs. You got Russian, you got Israeli mafia, you got loads of different nationalities who have their mafia based here, and they bring that extreme dark side of Thailand where they're facilitating all these illegal activities. So yes, there is certainly a dark side of Thailand. But the majority of it, I would actually argue, is not done by Thai people at all.
That's exactly the point. It's actually not the Thais themselves, really. I mean, everywhere that I've been, I've travelled everywhere. I've travelled all over time. Not once in 6 years have I ever had a problem. The only problem that I've ever had are with other English people. You know what I mean? Called Sharons and Daves and Kevin. You know, like I've never had a problem with the Thai people. Like when I've been travelling, it's been the middle of the night, 2 a.m, and you're lost. And then you see that, you know how in Thailand you see that random person who's got a bike that's probably about 50 years old, and he's got the side carriage, and he's coming max and top speed is 10 miles an hour, and you see him and he looks scraggy, like, oh God. But then he asks you, and then he said, do you want to jump in? And then he takes you a place, and I don't know anywhere else I could do that. You know, the thought of people coming over to Thailand and thinking it's that bad, but then I'd like to flip the script and like, can you imagine somebody going to London for the first time, walking around the streets at like 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Can you imagine that? Like, that is dangerous. I would never recommend anyone doing that, let alone my hometown. I would never in a million years tell you to go to my city centre literally after dark. I'm like, don't bother. Like, I have no idea what would happen. So I wouldn't consider it. You
know, solo females here at 2, 3 a.m. by themselves would be absolutely fine with the Thai locals. You wouldn't need to worry. Like, I've not heard of any stories taking place of anything like that. And if it has occurred, it hasn't actually been a Thai national. It's been, another nationality. I don't want to pick on any nationalities, but there are certain nationalities.
There are certain ones that take a little bit too far.
Yeah.
But again, like the amount of female solo travelers out here is actually extremely high. You know, the amount of, when I was traveling with Kiran, the amount of just solo travelers that were female was, I would say, out of 10 people, probably 8 of them were female solo travelers. Safe, and they all group together, and then they go on and do things, man, and that's absolutely fine. But again, I'm not going to sit here and say like bad things don't happen. When I lived in Rayon, actually, there was a spate of like a few months where there were just bodies washing up on shore with no heads. And then the heads were then found later on down the line. I have no idea what it was. Obviously gang related or something, but
that's the thing though. With the Thai mafia and the gangs out here, it's all kept in that kind of culture. If they don't, unless you want to get involved and you start messing them around and you're doing dodgy things, that's when stuff really starts to happen.
It does, yeah.
But with the other nationalities, you know, like the Brits last week, they're actively looking for trouble, causing trouble.
Yeah.
You never see or hear of, you know, the local gangs or mafia actually going out to attack tourists or causing any problems. It's not about that at all.
No, it's not. I mean, you do get your scams and stuff like that, which you would get anywhere. And obviously they're going to target foreigners because they're very naive. They don't really understand the culture a lot of the time. They don't understand what's going on. So they're just easy targets. You know, if you're more diligent, you can spot the scam a mile away and you walk on. And if you know about it, they'll be fine with you. Like they are still trying to make a living. It's not as easy to just get a job and make a life. You know, they have to find alternative methods. So that I don't really mind. If you get scammed, look, everyone gets scammed once. It happens, but then you learn from it. And
I think the most important thing when it comes to the scam, you know, if you do feel like you're being scammed and the value is like £20-30, just suck it up on this occasion and just be done with it, because that's when it can, you know, get nasty with anyone, because, you know, they start to get angry, they want their money, they start pushing you, and then you might start to get angry back. Best thing to do is just go, you know what, okay, it's 20-30 quid, who cares? Take it. I'm
you know,
gone.
lesson
learned.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to pay more for lessons over the course of your life, so let it go. And I think with Thailand, the biggest thing is just disrespect. They respect everyone so highly. It's not one of those cases where you have to earn respect. No, you are actually given a buffer immediately when you come here. But if you start to abuse that respect, or you start to really take the piss out of the locals, they get very, very angry with that. They do not like to be disrespected about anything at all, because it goes against their culture. It has to be a mutual thing. But if you are just constantly slating them, or you just if you're really loud and you
cause trouble in public,
trust me, Thais are not to be fucked with.
Yeah,
like, that's what I will say.
You mess with one, you mess with them all, because they support each other. That's why you often hear of, you know, big fights down somewhere like Bangla Road, because you've got a tourist that has got too drunk and he's decided to pick a fight with a Thai local or a lady boy, and they all stick up for each other. They just come flooding. You will not. You will not survive.
Get off the poles. And they just run out and start like titties hanging out everywhere. They're not bothered just slapping you about.
Hey, they take off their heels and start. Unfortunately, someone was unalived a couple of years ago because one of the lady boys took their heels off and they started hitting this person. They got him in the temple, and you know, I mean, tough lesson learned. But that is part of the brutal reality. So those streets that you're going down, yes, they can be dangerous. They can be unsafe, but you know, if you go down there, you're not going to touch, you're not going to be disrespectful, you're going to go and have drinks, you're going to go and have a laugh. You have got zero problems at all. Nothing to worry about.
They love it. They again, you've got to understand with Thailand, most of their economy is based on tourism. So it would make no sense for them to hate tourists, because then no one's getting paid. Families aren't being fed, you know. So they do really appreciate that. And I think with Thailand, it's such a melting pot of people that they are so they're so grateful and gracious with different nationalities. You know, like regardless of what happens, it doesn't matter what they've read on the news. They see you as an individual rather than a group of people. And I think that's huge. It's one thing that I've learned, I've really taken on board, is I don't see groups of people. I don't see a demographic. I just see an individual and take them on that basis.
Value kind of thing.
And that's what Thais do really, really well. The one thing that Thailand has got a bit of a problem at the moment is their monks. Like they're just
I know. Well, But wasn't there somewhere up in the north they called like 6 monks recently?
Yeah, just like meth, just absolute nut. Like just, you know, but it's quite a regular thing that's popped up quite a few times.
It's so cheap here, from like what I'm told, and it's easy to access. And when they're in the middle of nowhere and they've got not a lot else going on, it's like, you know, they just turn to
do meth.
Literally just.
Apparently, when the gong goes, that's when you do the line.
Not busy.
Well, yeah, so that's a completely different story. And they're supposed to be like the religious leaders kind of thing. Obviously, it's not all of them, but it does happen more frequently than I thought it would.
I don't want to pick on any particular religion, but, you know, of religion all around the world, I think is just a big scam in itself.
It's almost, a bit of a farce, isn't it?
You know, like there's certain nationalities and places in the world, or again, I'm not going to pick on people, but the moment they're outside of their country and they come to somewhere like Thailand, all the, you know, religious practices and the culture and everything they've been, you know, abiding by supposedly in their own home country just goes out the window. And when they get back, you know,
it's back to normal. It's great because in Pattaya as well, like right at the very end of Pattaya. If you don't know Pattaya, I don't know if it still is, but it was the longest walking street in Southeast Asia because it's about a mile.
I think
long.
It still is.
It makes sense. It's massive.
I haven't been there.
Oh, have you not? Oh, dude, it's
I mean,
insane.
I've never really had
any serious steps in there. It's great. If you take it for what it is, it's brilliant. Particularly if you're a married couple going, they actually really appreciate that because I think with the guys, you know, when there's girls there, like there's that kind of notion that they know they're going to get hit on and they've got to play that part. But if you go as a couple, none of that's there. There's not that facade like I've got to try and get him on side. Like we're there for a good time. We know who you are. It's fine. And then you can buy them a few drinks. They just really open up, and then that's when you know where they're from and why they're doing this and what their ambitions are. They all want to like be nurses or do this and do that. And actually, you see the human side to them rather than just that. Oh, she's on a pole dancing. Let's throw some money and hopefully something happens.
I think before it leaves my mind, that's quite a good point to touch on. Is that you were saying earlier that it's not easy to get work here. There's not really enough jobs for people. Tourism is the biggest driver for the economy, really. And unfortunately, people that are born in the north, where there is absolutely nothing to do, no way to earn money, the women do find themselves coming down and falling into bar jobs and particular type of industries that they don't actually want to do, but they have to provide money for themselves. A lot of them will send money back home. So I think that's kind of where it's disjointed, and that's where it's really messed up, because people think that Thai girls want to be living this lifestyle and they want to have all this glitz and glam on stage. They get paid peanuts. I think a good month for a bar girl is about £1,000, and they don't want to. They don't want to be standing there,
and it's long hours.
And if you look at their faces as well, look at their faces when you're out. Some of them, you can tell they really, really are not happy in their life and how it's going.
They don't want to be there, man. But like needs must, and the thing is, like, it is regardless as bad as it is. There's still something to be taken from that. They don't want to do it, but they still got to do it. They still do it.
It's not a Bonnie Blue situation, is it?
No, it's not. I see the banger bus now.
We could go on about that for ages. So in general, let's just talk about some stats. So tourism is actually down by 7% here in Thailand this year versus last year. Okay. However, it's up by Europeans by 15%. So the majority of the tourists that have actually stopped coming to Thailand is actually the Chinese. So tourism has massively dropped, which just shows how much they actually contribute. But equally, they are on average the lowest spenders. So the Europeans that come here spend more money. So
they just go crazy because they go wild, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
White boy wild is a real thing. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
So let's face it, when they say Europeans, they just mean European men.
That's exactly what it is. Like you see it all the time. And I know with a lot of people have an issue with like the old boys being with the young girls. Old white boys, massive belly, chang top. You know what I mean? The bald and all that kind of stuff. Being with the women. And the thing is, the only person that has a problem with that is the people watching it. Like they don't have a problem with that. They both know what they're getting from it. It's not a problem. That's how it works here. Everyone's happy. It's really amazing to watch sometimes. It's really amazing to watch. When the guy's just there, like practically on deathbed. You know what I mean? She's just on phone on Insta, just checking his pulse every 2 seconds, make sure it's all right. So but
make sure it's all right.
Pillow or just on hand, just to make sure. But like that's the only issue that I would say maybe is a bit of a dark side of Thailand. And
again, I don't think it's dark. Like you said, so there's guys that come here who actively look for a younger female because they want to feel like they're 19, 20 again. They know exactly why why the local woman might want to date him, not for his looks at all, not for his personality.
That's the issue you're finding, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
That's why Jenny's with you. I look, it's like, oh God. She had no choice. And she's like,
I got to take
meanie, miny, oh fuck.
So let me do it again.
Oh God. No backseas. But it does happen. But the thing is, if you were like, let's say, you were that kind of guy, you're not getting any attention at home, right? You're not getting any of it. You've been on Bumble or whatever these things are. You're not getting any attention. You get the mick taken out of you. What would you do, knowing full well that actually there's a country where they do they respect it. They do want there is an element of you that they really, really want, and they really want to be with you. Then of course it's going to make you feel better. Like in terms of your mental degradation at home, it's obviously significant. But if you come over here and you can live that life, and mentally you're happy,
I think in general,
that.
most humans want to feel loved, cared for,
of course.
and Thai women, even if they are in a relationship for that reason, they will still give you their devoted attention. They won't go out and cheat.
Yeah.
They won't actively steal or rob from you. The majority there are of you, but so are there in the West. Apart from they divorce you and they take everything you've got. Yeah, then they get they get other
They just
kind
do it
of
the legal way.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I think guys that come out here actively looking for that lifestyle, they know what they want. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And if they want to do it, and there's women that are willing to facilitate it, then what problem is it to you? Leave him be. He's obviously possibly not got many more years on this earth.
Yes.
He's got the money. He wants to have a good time. Let him be.
Let him be, man.
It's all right, old boys. We got you.
Yeah, we've got you covered, man. Don't worry. Come over here. It's fine. And it's actually quite funny when I was with kids, because when you're married, and you're walking around like Bangla Road or something like that, you have loads of massage shops as you do. And I was walking behind kids, and this woman, I don't know if she realised we were together or what, and she was like, "Oh, you're a handsome man." You hear that all the time. "Oh, you're a handsome man. You're so handsome." It could be true or not. It doesn't matter. It's just that I think that's just the one thing that they learn growing up.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, you want massage, happy ending." I was like, "Oh," my wife's like there, said, "Oh, you pussy." I was like, "All right, okay."
Try me. Come at me.
Come on, like, God, I'll make it easy for you. I'll set these up. What are you gonna do?
Sorry, babe. But I don't back down from a challenge, all right?
I'll need 2 minutes. Tops. I'll see you at the bar.
I was thinking about you the whole time.
yeah. Even with her Adam's apple, it was fine. It was fine. She had manly hands, man. She must be a labourer or something.
Oh God.
But yeah, so like, there's a lot of things that can be said that are negative side for Thailand, of course. But find me a country, find me a place, find me anywhere that I couldn't do that.
Bro, you can't walk down London without your phone being rubbed out your hand at the moment. So much so that they've actually painted lines down the street so that you keep away from one side of the road so they can't reach. Here, I know, when I first came travelling 13, 14 years ago to Thailand, one of the popular things was moped theft, where they would take it if you're on a tuk-tuk. But I feel like a lot of the crime and that petty crime has really changed, and it is kind of moved away. And I think that, that kind of negative side towards tourists has really, really calmed down. I think they all realise that actually we're not bad people.
Yeah, we're not bad. And we're not as stupid as you think. Now, we've wised up to it a little bit. I think now more than ever, I think the scams are more aimed at visas. Because when the new visa comes out, there's that uncertainty or that confusion about visas. It's just, boom, get in, and we can take a lot of money from people because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's why you should always be diligent. Know what you're doing before you go here, and you won't get scammed. It's an obvious thing to say, but people just don't quite get it sometimes, So I think that's probably where I would say it's probably got a little bit more sophisticated.
Sophisticated is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Land, property, but again, if you hire the right lawyers, you do your DD, you check the nodes, you get everything properly looked over, access right of ways, all those things, which if you get a proper lawyer, a genuinely good lawyer, then they'll tell you if it's a scam, shut up, and they won't scam you, and they'll help you through it.
Exactly, it's great. And I think what I would like to touch on is, because we were obviously talking about the dark side of Thailand or whatever it may be, is the one thing when you are travelling, you rely on your gut instinct a lot more. Yes. Your gut instinct becomes a lot more prevalent in what you're doing. It becomes almost like a best friend. You do rely on it way more than you think. And I would say gut instinct is a genuine thing. It genuinely is something like there's almost like sixth sense of knowing when something's not quite right.
Have you got any stories that you can tell from anywhere?
I don't. You know what? Off the top of my head, I can't. I genuinely honestly can't.
I've got one that comes to mind. I was in Myanmar, and I was in Yangon, and I was out doing some street photography. I love doing street photography. Yeah. Funny, that day I just had to buy a new phone because I got robbed when I was drunk for my phone in China. So literally just got a new phone that day. And anyway, I was doing some street photography, went to a little local food store on the side of the street, living like a local. I was like, embracing and indulging it. It was just me. And these two local guys came over and they were like, "Oh, nice camera." And I was like, "Oh," well, as soon as someone says nice camera, I'm already like, they've swiped the camera. So then they were like, "Oh, well, I had to pay for my food." And they were like, "Oh, you've got US dollar. Oh, can we have a look?" And it was only like $5 or $10. And I was like, "Okay." And they gave it back to me. And they were like, "Where are you going now? We'll take you. I was like, "No, it's all right. I've got to go and set up some studios at a school." Yeah. And I walked across over the road. Lucky I had the new phone with the data on and everything, so I could track everything. Ordered a taxi. He picked me up. And these two guys came and spoke to the taxi driver, and he just looked. His emotions just dropped, and I was like, I could read something in him that was like, I don't trust these guys, because the guy was leaning on the window talking to him, and then one of them got in the back of a car with me, and I mean, that's already shady, and he was like, oh yeah, we'll go together. I was like, no, like, please get out, I've got, to go to work. So then they went off, and they got in a car about 2 or 3 cars behind me, because I watched, I was like, where are they going? So then the guy pulled off, and again, I was checking it on my maps and GPS where I was meant to be going, and I noticed that they had also pulled off, and I was like, this is shady, because what they were trying to get me to do, I forgot to add this, when we were sat by the river, they were trying to get me to go across to the local part, which is on the other side of the river, to come and see how the locals live and everything. And I was like, mate, that's just an ambush, right? So then, my driver was going, and we were meant to turn right, but like the way that we were going was east. So he just kept going north, and I was like, this is wrong.
This is not right.
We hit some traffic, and I just jumped out, got my bag, jumped out, and did a runner. And it was only a one-way street, so they couldn't turn around and come after me if they wanted. And I just dashed the other way and got another taxi. But I was like, it's too many signs. They wanted to take me over across the other side. But some people would be naive and go, oh, how nice of them. These 2 young guys, if they want to show me their homes, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it, Snap it up for the old Insta, take all my belongings.
Phone I've got. It'd be great to take photos of your family with my friend.
Come in a taxi with me. Yeah, come on, it'd be nice to drive around the city together, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but no, you're right. Like that thing that it does kick in.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I can't think of anything here. I've only ever had problems at home. It's the only other time that I've ever had it. I've never had it here. But again, I suppose being older, I don't know, red flag. And I guess there's a bit more surety as well, because the other thing out here is, I think there's a lot of respect for people, because a lot of people are fighters here.
Yes.
So like I've learned for a long time too. So I have a lot more confidence in myself in big situations, because not that I was taught anything, but I just, a lot more disciplined. I'm okay. I know that'll be all right. But again, over here, a lot of Thais do it. So I think there's that. It's like that Iceland situation where in Iceland they all learn how to use a gun. So gun crime is very, very low, because they know that if anyone's going to rob someone at gunpoint, they also know how to use a gun. So the chance of you getting away, slim. So like everyone knows there's a level of like fighting out here and respect. Again, with the fighting, like you just don't do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've never had any kind of issues with the Thais or ever being robbed or anything like that. It's always been good. But the gut instinct thing is huge, and I think the other thing that when you are traveling is to agree on a price before you do anything.
Yeah, that's going back to the scam thing. You agree on a price, and if they do end up trying to charge you more, if it's not a significant amount, then just pay it.
Yeah, just pay it.
It's not right. I completely disagree with it, but pay it.
Yeah, I think to be actually saying that, the one time that maybe I did get a little bit scammed is when I went to a ping pong show with kids.
Yeah,
and
go on.
And it was, it was funny going in there, because it's they've got the little boards like, do you want to see that? And the pictures are very much like in your face. I'm like, oh yeah. They're like, do you want to see this? I'm like, what is that? Sure. So anyway, we've been taking down this back route, and we're going up these steps. And I'm not kidding you, there's a ping pong ball bouncing down the stairs.
Oh my God.
Kids forgot what we were doing. She's like, oh, there's a ping pong
ball.
Oh, no. She didn't touch it. I was like, no, don't touch it. And we've gone in there, and, they've done all these things. And this guy gave me a net, like a fishing net. And I'm just sat there. Dude, it was a gherkin. I had to try and catch a gherkin.
Oh, no.
And I fucking failed. And I missed it, and it fell on the floor. Yeah. It was like, no. It's all slimy and stuff. But then because we agreed with that guy, I was like, look, drinks only. That's all I want. It was like, cool. But then when we were leaving, it's like, no, you got to pay more.
Yeah, that's where they catch you.
They got me opening the thing, and there was like a few of them around me. I'm like, damn. And to be fair to them, I opened my wallet, and they just took 1,000 baht out and said, okay, you can go.
Okay.
I was like, fair enough. Like, they could have taken everything, which was like, maybe 12,000, 15,000 baht, but they didn't. So, yeah, that's how I got scammed, I suppose. But it was a great show. It was someone's birthday. I watched them blow candles out. You know what I mean? It was a great show. Yeah, it was a fantastic show, man. Cool. So, shall we go on to a bit of a news segment?
Yes, let's go on to the news segment.
Let's go on to the news segment. So, the news that I would like to say is the fact that a lot of people still think Thailand may be a third world country. They have now just passed a bill that there will be zero tax on capital gains on your crypto assets, which is phenomenal move. One which I think everyone should be going towards when you consider that the UK is 40%, which is insane. It's just, I don't really understand capital gains, because if you have £100, you make 50 quid, you've got to pay 40% on that. But if I lose £50, you're not going to give me the 40% back. For me, I think it's theft. It's theft, man. It's just a real legal way of theft. So for Thailand to do this is a fucking humongous move. I do think it'll drive a lot more people here, because obviously we are going in that direction anyway, and a lot more people are into crypto. And when you get gains, trying to pull it out without paying tax is a huge thing at the moment. People are trying to do that. So for Thailand to make that move first is brilliant. Like near me where I live now, there's an actual office that offers businesses a POS for crypto, so like you can pay with. It's a great business. That's so good. Like they are moving, they're making moves in the right areas, in my opinion, and the way that they're doing. I'm not saying it's going to be a hub for crypto or anything. It'll never be that, but in order to just move freely with your crypto is great, and it's great for locals too, because they then will have assets that will appreciate rather than Thai baht that is going to depreciate. I think it's a really good way to...
Saying that, the Thai baht's quite high at the moment.
Yeah, I did read that though. I think it was to do with a lot of money laundering. I read it on a thing 2 days ago. Apparently like billions upon billions of dollars from the Chinese have been using it to wash their money to send back. Yeah, well, I think that's why there's a massive drop in Chinese tourism. As I mentioned before, the whole issue with the tourist banks all started because of Chinese money launderers. We did mention that a few episodes ago as well.
So
I didn't realise that
all makes sense with what you were saying. I think on the back of that, I saw an article that kind of coincides with that, which is they're actually talking about, as in the government are talking about not taxing up to a certain amount on foreign income for expats as well. So again, I think what Thailand's really trying to do at the moment, I think it's starting to do a good job, is focus on higher quality expats and tourists. So they're getting rid of all the green leaf shops, because they opened it up to everyone. That's when you really start getting the gangs from the UK and the West coming over here, shipping it back. So they're cleaning up that side of things. I think they've got the F1 coming in 2028. They've got Tomorrowland, which I know Tomorrowland is probably going to attract some of that existing kind of demographic. But I think people that come to Tomorrowland have money. They're going to want to spend money on the economy. So I think they're almost trying to be like the next Singapore. Not they will have that same level of status at any point. But with the crypto side of things, a lot of nomads and expats are invested in crypto. So I think this whole move is the different shift towards tourism and expats that we're seeing.
I agree. I think so, man, because particularly with the crypto, man, because one of the best things about having crypto, particularly Bitcoin, because it's the most widely accepted, is you don't have to transfer your money all the time. You know what I mean? You don't have to I've got such and such baht, now I've got to change it into rupees, I've got to change it into this. If you just stick with that, you just take it out when you need it. And it just makes the process so much easier. Again, with the Tomorrowland, it's great. Carl Cox is coming in January. The Drum and Bass All-Stars are coming in
I subscribed to that email list yesterday, did you? Yeah. I saw that.
My birthday. Is it? Here on my birthday, 23rd to the 26th. My birthday's on 24th.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, I've got to sign up to that.
Yeah, I signed up yesterday to the email list. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because my brother went to Circle Loco as well a couple of years ago, and and he said that was absolutely amazing, one of the best festivals he's been to. So, and Bennett Benassi was here recently. So, like, a lot of Sean Paul's coming.
Sean Paul.
Well, do you know that Chanda Paul? That's what he said. Chanda Paul. It's I said Chanda Paul. It's actually a cricketer.
Oh, right, okay.
He grew up watching cricket, and that's the cricketer of his favourite cricketer.
What a random thing to shout.
I know. When I found out, I was like, I wish I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've been shouting Chanda Paul. Migos Allen, all this years, and no, it's a cricketer randomly.
Oh, right, that sucks.
So random. But, Sean Paul's come back.
You just ruined it. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
There's no episode 8, guys. The friendship is over.
It's over, mate. But Sean Paul's coming, Mariah Carey's coming now.
Right, got all your scores.
They're all coming over here now, man. Like, so, there's a real big emphasis on Thailand, and they've really promoted it very, very well. Like, because there's so much space, the venues are really good.
And the venues here, and just facilities in general, let's go on to... about Thailand not being a third world country. I was at Three Monkeys restaurant again the other night, which is where you took me to Baboon, and just the whole space and the different types of cafes, the restaurants, the bars. It's not Patong.
No,
But if you really want to have luxury wine and dining, you want to go to nice quirky cafes like kind of the Canggu Bali vibe, you've got it all here. It's just a lot more spread out because it is very big, it's very wide,
massive island,
and it's a good thing is it's not heavily dense with tourists or expats. It's still quite spread depending on where you're going to go.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, anyway, I think what they're doing with the whole tourism thing in general, attracting people for parties and events, I think is always a good thing. But
they've got the
I think we're going to start of something big with Thailand.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've done it really well. I think if there's a blueprint on how to attract not just the young'uns, but the demographics that they have attracted is phenomenal. Obviously you've got the old boys, you've got the young'uns, you've got the backpackers, you've got the long termers. They've done it really, really well. And I don't think there's a way I have seen where anyone's done it like that. And with obviously all these festivals kicking off now, you are going to get a much probably a younger audience, I would say. Where it's going to with it comes a vibe.
Tomorrowland would bring like a really young audience because a lot of people, I reckon 30s to 40s. I've got mates in Singapore that are all keen on buying tickets and coming to Tomorrowland. 30s to 40s. I mean, it's great. Yeah, I think it's
great. It will be massive, to be honest with you. It'll be absolutely humongous.
Especially being the first one in Asia.
God, it'll be nuts. I mean, you'd have everyone. You're going to have everyone there. Man.
I think the lineup's going to be better than the standard Tomorrowland.
I would hope so. I would really, really hope that it would be. It deserves to be. If it's the first one, they're going to go hard, right? They're going to go hard. There'll be lessons learned from it as well. They're not going to get everything right because it's a different. I mean, it's going to be red hot.
Yeah,
it's going to be absolutely.
Did they release what time of year it's going to be yet?
No, I don't think so. But
they released there's expected ticket prices, and I think the VIP tickets are expected to be about 25,000 to 30,000 each, which is not bad. It's like £700-800 quid for a 3-day VIP. I'm going VIP all day long.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in trenches. I'm going to be in trenches.
Does kids want to go?
I don't know, man. It's not really kids' thing like Tomorrowland. I know that's what I mean, but I mean, I'd take Indy. Yeah. I'll take Indy to it, man. I'll put him in trenches.
It's like, come on, Dad, get up off the floor.
He'll just be dragging me. It's like through the mud. The reason for it is I just met a monk. He sorted me out with some gear.
Tommy's tried stuff, it was good.
He says, I'll see God or something. Yeah. I'm like, sweet. So
spiritual journey or something like that.
Yeah. But I think it'll be great. So there's a lot coming up for Thailand, actually. Like a lot of really, really good stuff. Yeah, and I think over the next 5 years, I think even now that we're hearing a lot more about Thailand, particularly in Europe, it seems to be a hot topic. Mate, it's going to be huge over the next 5 years, which I'm looking forward to and I'm not. Because I enjoy how it is now, and like obviously it's going to go through a process of absolute change, and it's going to get really busy again. It's going to get all these kind of things. So I was here during COVID, which was probably the nicest I've ever seen Thailand. And then we're going to go into Tomorrowland. You've got car carts, you've got all these kind of things. It's going to change it significantly, I think.
We're talking about all these things, and they kind of contradict the Dark Side of Thailand BBC documentary because we're talking about all these amazing things that are coming up, all the things that are going to be happening. The government are really trying to clean up the negative image. You'll never get rid of Patong and Pattaya and Koh San Road. They are designated zones for those kind of things. And if you want to go there, that's your choice. You have to be mindful that it isn't the safest of places if you make it unsafe.
Yes, exactly. But they're essential parts of Thailand. When people come here, I'm like, you should go and see it. You will never see anything like it in your life. I can guarantee you it. Go and have a look at it and all that kind of stuff. But just be diligent.
My cousin,
too drunk.
My cousin and her boyfriend came from the UK. They were traveling around Thailand and they did Koh San Road. I was like, when you get here, we're going to go to Bangla Road. We're going to go to Patong. I was like, you've just got to see it.
Yeah.
And I took them there, and they just couldn't believe it. They loved it. They had a great time. We went to the bars. Girls walking around, sitting there. He's there, and like got girls sitting there. It was like, And she's obviously finding it funny because I kind of prepped him and our cousin and said like, look, just go with the flow. It's harmless. So that's going to happen. So she's sitting there like laughing away. We're doing shots, drinking. Went to one of the clubs after, and it's just one of those dirty, bad nights out. I don't like doing them often, but it's just funny if you're with the right people.
They're essential.
But again, I had zero problem or zero trouble then. No,
it's not even in your mind. No. It's not even in my mind that there's going to be trouble.
It's almost like a circus to me because you see the lady boy standing there. If you want to go fire a gun, you can go to the gun range, start shooting guns.
Yeah, exactly. And you never hear someone just going nuts with it. It doesn't happen, man. You know what I mean? Like last time I went down there, I got slapped with a dildo. I got slapped with the
I mean, I
dildo.
can't blame them. Legend, whoever it is.
It was like, but it was massive. I'm like, where did you even get that? And she ragged my t-shirt like that. And she just slapped me up back. I was like, what is going on?
Wild.
But it was so difficult to explain to kids why I had like this massive cock with a vein imprinted on my back. You know what I mean? Like, I'd try and explain that one, but again, right, fair enough. That's just how it is, man, you know.
Did you see that video clip of the foreigner who was in Patong? It was like 2 or 3 days ago, running around naked and stopping traffic in the middle of the day. Have you not seen it? He's got his todge out and everything. He's like trying to stop a bike and everything. And eventually he got tackled by about 20 police officers and stark naked. Obviously had some kind of crazy fun stuff. But that's the kind of negative side of tourism and the dark side of Thailand that people talk about. The tourists.
Exactly. Because that's the only thing that gets airtime, really. Because I guess the other thing is boring. And obviously that's kind of on the west side of the island for us, like crazy. But when you come to the east side where we have calm, how clean is it here?
Phuket town, old town.
So clean, man.
It's got character.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like the architecture over here is something special, man. I think he's got like a bit of a Portuguese influence, I think.
Yeah, Portuguese, Mexican kind of, multicoloured like wooden door hatches and archways and stuff.
But it's gorgeous. And then where I think they probably do it here, but what they do as well is around our streets where we live, once a month they go around with, I can only assume it's like Thomas the Tank Engine level of fumes to kill all the mosquitoes and all that. Cause
they do that everywhere in Singapore.
Yeah, they do. Everywhere. Yeah, they do that in Singapore. But I hadn't really seen it in Thailand until I'd lived here. I was like, oh, wow. So, you know, I don't see cockroaches. I don't see rats. I don't see any of that. When I go to the west, yeah, of course, I do see that. But on our side, I don't see that at all, man, which is really, really nice. It's just such a juxtaposition between that life and our life. And it's 20 minutes away. Yeah. You know, and that 20 minutes is gorgeous because you're going through maybe 3 or 4 townships as well on your way. And they're all just varied in the way that they are and what they look like, who's there and kind of stuff, which is great. So, bad side of Thailand, is it? Yeah. Am I bothered about it? No. Have I ever worried about it? No. Does the BBC need to really concentrate on BBC? Yeah, I think you do, mate. I think you should look at your own kind of thing. Let's
draw attention away from the UK. Let's stop talking about, all the immigration, Keir Starmer. We could go on about the UK.
Cool. Always. So, last 2 things then, mate. Should we do a travel hack and then we'll do rock, paper, scissors and we'll try and keep tallying who's winning what?
Yeah, go on in.
Cool. So my travel hack is actually one that my mum's recently found out when she went to Santia. She travelled there with no passport or ID. So what I would say is if you're travelling, keep a picture of your passport or your ID, whether it's a driving licence, just keep it on your phone. Or alternatively, just send it to yourself on WhatsApp and pin it so that you've always got access to it. Because my mum found that it was a bit of an issue. She was old, it was no problem. But everywhere that you go, if you're checking in, you're going on some kind of excursion.
All hotels want them, the ID. So,
I'll keep that on you.
Do you not have it done, or is that...
What, me? Yeah, I keep mine. I have a separate folder that I lock on my thing. It has all my personal information in there, Indies, Kiran, so that whenever I go anywhere, I'm the guy that checks in. Cool. I'm like, boom, there you go, it's good to go. Because I never really like handing my passport over.
I don't.
Not that I'm saying I don't trust anyone, trust them, but I don't trust anyone. It's not, could be anyone. I'm not going to give you a passport, but you can take a picture of it, no problem.
Yeah, cool. I will go for one. So mine is quite a newly discovered one. So it's only limited to Grab. I don't know if it's applicable in other countries, but I know in Thailand you can book a Grab by the hour. And you can book a Grab minivan, which can carry up to, I think, about 10 people, maybe a few more, some of them. You can book them by the hour. You can book a 12-hour van, and it costs around about 4,000 baht from here in Phuket. So that means that, between, say 4 of you wanted to go on an excursion, you pay $1,000 baht each. Yeah. You can travel around the whole of Phuket, wherever you like. And it's only going to cost you $1,000, and you've got a driver for 12 hours. He'll wait, or she'll wait wherever you go. Yeah. You'll say, okay, wait here. We're going to go in. We're going to do this. There is no time limit on how long they wait. It's purely you book them for 12 hours, 4,000 baht.
Really, really good.
Yeah, really good. Because you can essentially organise your own tour and excursion if you wanted. If you came here, or if you're backpacking and you make some friends at a hostel, you get 6 to 8 of you together. If you get 8 of you together, then you're paying 500 baht for a personal driver to take you wherever you want on the island. environment. You're not limited to time or anything.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say that if you are doing lots of driving, just tip the driver some extra money at the end, or offer to pay the tank of fuel, which I think is about 800 baht for a full tank of fuel, which is less than 20, or it's about 20 quid.
Yeah.
You know, so again, just tip the driver an extra 1,000 for some fuel. That way, he's going home with good money in his pocket. You've paid for the fuel. He's got fuel ready for the next day.
Absolutely. And he'll whip out his business card for next time.
Yeah.
Always.
But there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's good doing that. And, you know, you can always use it as leverage and say, right, well, on Grab right now, it's 1,000. We will give you the same.
We will give you this money.
Don't try and rip us off and charge us even more.
Yeah.
You're not having to pay Grab any money.
It's great.
And we'll still pay for your fuel.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be really good. And to be fair, the vans are wicked.
They all have recliner seats. They've got nice leather seats. They're snug. But yeah, mate.
I was in one the other day and it had like the solar system on top.
Oh, did it?
It was brand new. Indy was loving it. It was gobsmacked. We had the solar system on the top. It had like 2 armchairs in them, and I was like, and they do it really well out here. I had Johnny Walker in a glass case.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're good. So those ones that you can book on Grab, you don't know if you're going to get one of those very luxury ones, but typically they are. They've got most of them have the recliner chairs. They've got aircon right above your head and stuff.
Yeah, and they all have massive sound systems.
Yeah,
most of them.
Yeah,
they
love their music.
They love them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unfortunate. I'm sorry, Thai people. Your music. It
depends if you've had a drink. I went up to Isan to Kalasin for Songkran with Jenny to go and stay with her family. I was the only white person that I saw in like 3 days, which was quite awesome. Actually, all the Thai people were so welcoming, so lovely, so friendly. Everyone was like, "Hey, Farang, throwing water on me. Let's get the Farang."
Play on your face.
Yeah. Mate, honestly, one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had traveling. If you want to do something in Thailand and you're going to be coming around Songkran, try and avoid Bangkok. Patong, Phuket, I would just go straight to the north, go really local, because we were on the back of a truck, like pickup truck, for like 3 days in a row, because they don't just have one day. It actually lasts for about 3 to 4 days. So we went out 3 days in a row, throwing water over everyone. You're driving past people throwing water all alongside of the roads. Like there's people that have filled up like water buckets, and they'll let you pay, and they'll fill up. You can fill up and stuff. So just crazy. I can't describe the experience far better than being surrounded by a bunch of Westerners just spraying it all. So cool.
What's my mum back, mate?
Up in Isan they do it different. Everyone puts ice in the water.
No, it's always so cold.
Yeah,
it's so
bitterly cold.
Yeah, but that's a great experience actually, man. Like anyone, that's always in April. Songkran, it's their new year. It's the highlight. I think it's the best festival I've ever been to, and I really look forward.
Everyone's day drinking. You don't really see any trouble. I didn't see any trouble. It's always like
everyone's just so happy. It's
the whole point.
Such a good time.
Couldn't do that in Notting Hill Festival. You get people getting
you're getting shanked, mate.
Left, right, and centre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's not the same level, man. It's a very happy festival, man. Yes, that's good.
Great travel hack. Yeah,
really good.
Grab, book by the hour. You can also do 4 and 8 hours. I don't work for Grab. We're not being paid or.
No. There are several other apps that you can use. Grab is just the main one.
Grab's the most convenient,
most reliable one that I've used. Yeah, 100%.
You can use a foreign card with Grab. Bolt, you have to pay in cash or have a local bank account. And I think the same with InDrive as well. So for tourists, Grab is
the best one,
but it does cost the most.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, cool. So shall we move on to the last segment, which is rock, paper, scissors? All right, you're getting ready. I already know I'm going to lose, so it's fine.
All right.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, right.
3-0. 3-0.
That's good.
Oh,
okay.
my God. 3-0.
3-0, but 1-1 overall in the competition and challenges.
That's it. Oh, God. Okay, brilliant. Now I'm going to go home and make love to my wife.
She's going to find you more sexually appealing now.
She is. I'm going to go home with an aura.
He's won a new aura. Just reeking of championship.
Yeah, mate. He won the Prem, mate. Unbelievable. But yeah, that was a bit more informative episode. And obviously, it was definitely a topic that we needed to touch on and all that kind of stuff. And we will, if there's anything that anybody wants us to talk about, then please comment. Let us know what you want to see. It doesn't need to be about Thailand or digital nomad. Just generally, if you just want 2 lads talking shit about something, just let us know, man.
Yeah.
Talk about
Otherwise, we're just going to keep talking loads of random crap and hope that you guys keep watching.
That's basically what we're aiming for here, mate. Yeah. So brilliant. Well, that was episode 7, mate. As always.
Yeah, good one.
Peace.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in, you legends. Now hit that damn subscribe button already.